You open your eyes for the very first time in the city of Troy, and congratulations, you're a princess. You are Cassandra, daughter of King Priam and Queen Hecuba, sister to Hector and Paris, raised behind high walls that look like they'll stand forever. Servants dress you, tutors teach you, priests burn incense to the gods. You grow up hearing that Troy is rich, favored, protected, and for a little while, it feels true. But here's the thing, your fate was already sealed before you understand what fate even is. Not because you're weak or foolish or cursed from birth. You're cursed because someone powerful decides you should be punished for saying no. To explain why it sucks to be you, we need to start before anyone believes you're dangerous. You're still young when you're drawn to Apollo's temple. Apollo is the god of light, prophecy, and music. People treat him like truth itself, and when you're a priestess in his service, everyone expects you to be blessed. So when Apollo turns his attention to you, it doesn't look like danger. It looks like an honor. He offers you a bargain. He will give you the power to see what's coming. Not guesses, not dreams. Real, accurate visions. The kind of power kings pay for and armies march for. You accept. You receive the gift. And then, when the moment comes to pay the part he really wanted, you refuse him. You say no. Apollo can't take the prophecy back, but he can twist it. So he spits a curse into your future. You will always speak the truth, and no one will ever believe you. That's the first reason it sucks to be Cassandra. You become a human alarm bell in a city that rips out its own wiring. At first, you test it in small ways. You warn people about things that will happen. You describe details before they arrive, and each time, the same thing happens. They smile, then they shrug, then they look at you like you're performing. When you insist, they laugh. When you beg, they get annoyed. When you keep going, they start whispering. She's unstable. She's dramatic. She wants attention. Soon the label hardens into something worse. Mad. Your own family begins to treat you like an illness. In some tellings, your father even has you shut away and guarded, not to protect you, but to protect the palace from your mouth. You're a princess, and yet you're powerless to convince anyone of anything. The curse doesn't just silence you. It makes your voice poisonous. You also have a twin brother, Helenus. In some tellings, he can see the future too, and people listen to him. That contrast is a knife you carry every day. When he speaks, the court leans in. When you speak, the court leans away. Same city, same blood, same gods, two different reactions. It teaches you that the curse isn't about prophecy. It's about you. The palace tries to explain you away. They say you're sick. They say you're possessed. They say the gods gave you a gift that broke your mind. Priam looks at you with fear he doesn't show his sons. Hecuba begs you to be quiet, not because she doubts you, but because every warning makes the room colder. Servants avoid your eyes. Guards learn to stand outside your door. And you learn what it feels like to be right and treated like a threat. Even your beauty becomes part of the trap. In Homer's old songs, you're remembered as Priam's fairest daughter. Beauty should protect you in a palace. It doesn't. It just makes powerful beings feel entitled to you, and it makes ordinary people assume your pain is performance. Some nights you remember the temple, cold stone, burning oil, and the quiet before dawn. Later, people will whisper about snakes in Apollo's house, tongues on your ears, as if your sight needed a trick. But you know the truth. The trick is everyone else. So when the war finally starts, you are not surprised. You are simply exhausted because you have already lived it once in your mind before it ever touches the streets. Then the prophecy that matters arrives. Your brother Paris, handsome and reckless, talks about going to Sparta. He talks about glory and diplomacy and destiny. You see the fire behind it. You see a woman's face, Helen. You see ships. You see spears. You see your city turning into smoke. You tell them plainly, if Paris brings Helen back, Troy will die. People roll their eyes. Some are excited by the idea of a beautiful prize. Some think you're jealous. Some think you're trying to control him. Paris goes anyway. He returns with Helen, and Troy celebrates like it has just won the world, and you stand in the middle of the cheering crowd, knowing you just watched the first domino fall. The war comes, exactly as you said it would. 10 years of siege, 10 years of funerals, 10 years of men who leave the gates and don't come back. You predict the deaths that will break your family. You see Hector fall. You see the grief before it arrives, and then you live it in real time. When Hector's body is brought home, you're the first to cry out because you already knew what the city was about to see. By now, your truth isn't just ignored, it's hated. Your words feel like curses to the people who hear them. They don't want warnings, they want comfort, so they punish you for reality. Then comes the wooden horse. After a decade of blood, the Greeks appear to leave. They abandon the beach. They leave a massive horse at the gates like an offering. The city is exhausted, starving for a reason to believe the nightmare is over. You take one look and your stomach drops. You can feel the soldiers inside it like a splinter under your skin. You tell them not to bring it in. You tell them it's a trap. You plead. You shout. In some accounts, you even run toward it with a torch, ready to burn it yourself, because destruction is better than what you've seen in your visions. They stop you. They call you a liar. They call you insane. They call you unpatriotic. And then they drag the horse into the heart of Troy while you watch, knowing you're watching your own funeral procession. That night the city dies. Greek soldiers pour out. Gates open. Fire spreads. The screams you heard in prophecy become screams you hear with your own ears. People you grew up with are cut down in doorways. Temples are looted. Homes collapse. You can smell burning cedar and flesh. In the chaos, you run to the temple of Athena because even in a world that doesn't believe you, you still believe a sacred place should mean something. You cling to the statue. You beg for protection. And this is the second reason it sucks to be Cassandra. Even holiness won't save you from men. Ajax the Lesser finds you there. Not Ajax the great hero, this one is smaller in name and bigger in cruelty. He drags you from the altar and rapes you in the temple, turning a place of refuge into another battlefield. It's sacrilege, it's violence, and it happens to you anyway. Later, the gods punish him. Storms, shipwrecks, a shattered death at sea in some stories. But none of that puts your life back together. Divine justice doesn't undo human damage. You're still alive, still breathing, still cursed, and now you're also a trophy. When the smoke clears, you are counted as spoils. Agamemnon, king of Mycenae and leader of the Greek forces, takes you as his concubine. Your city is gone. Your family is scattered or dead. You are forced onto a ship under the banner of the man who helped destroy everything you ever had. You travel toward Greece as property, not person, and the curse follows you. On the journey, you see Mycenae. You see a palace that looks welcoming from the outside. You see a woman waiting at the gates, Clytemnestra, Agamemnon's wife. You see another man near her, Aegisthus. You see a bath. You see a net. You see blood running down tile. You warn Agamemnon. You tell him his home is a knife. He dismisses you. Why would he believe the captive woman with the wild eyes? Why would he listen when he has already decided you are beneath him? So you walk into Mycenae knowing exactly what will happen, because that's the third reason it sucks to be Cassandra. Knowledge doesn't equal control. Inside the palace, the murder unfolds as you foresaw. Agamemnon is trapped and killed, and then you are killed too, cut down as if you're just another object that came with the war. Later, people will write tragedies about you. Aeschylus will put your visions on stage. Poets will call you beautiful. Artists will paint you with flames behind you. Some will even worship you under another name, Alexandra, as if a new title can soften the old cruelty. But you don't get the comfort of being understood while you're alive. You live in a world where truth is useless without trust, where refusing power earns punishment, where warnings become jokes, and where being right doesn't save you, it only makes the disaster lonelier. That's what it means to be Cassandra. You are always correct. You are never believed, and you still have to watch it all happen.